changed.
Nick,
What?
let it go.
Sarah looked at Nick.
Please. Nick leaned back in his chair. No, I'm just asking.
The room became uncomfortable.
Anna noticed.
So did Noah and Katie.
Sarah tried to change the subject.
How about Memento?
Noah looked confused.
The Nolan movie?
Sarah nodded.
Yeah, it's mysterious, but not really scary.
Leo smiled.
The guy who can't make new memories?
Sarah nodded.
Exactly.
Nick looked at the screen.
For some reason, he didn't seem interested anymore.
The movie started.
And for the next 2 hours, nobody talked much.
By the time it ended, it was after midnight.
Noah and Katie decided to leave.
At the front door, Katie hugged Sarah.
Thanks for dinner.
Noah shook Nick's hand.
We'll talk about the business thing tomorrow.
Nick smiled faintly.
Tomorrow.
The door closed behind them.
Only Nick, Sarah, Leo, and Anna remained.
Anna checked the time.
It's too late. We're not driving home.
Sarah smiled.
You can take the guest room.
Leo nodded.
Thanks.
Everyone said goodnight.
But before Sarah went upstairs, she stopped in the hallway.
She looked at Nick.
Can we talk?
Nick followed her into the kitchen.
The others went upstairs.
The kitchen door remained open.
For a few minutes, there was only silence.
Then Sarah spoke.
What's wrong with you tonight?
Nick looked at her.
Nothing. You kept staring at Leo.
Because he knows things about you that I don't.
Sarah sighed. We work together.
You keep saying that.
Because it's the truth.
Nick's voice became louder.
Then why does he remember everything about you?
Sarah shook her head.
Because you were turning nothing into something.
Nothing?
Yes, nothing.
Nick slammed his palm against the table.
The sound echoed through the house.
Upstairs, Leo heard it.
You're becoming paranoid. Nick stared at her. Paranoid? Yes, you're acting like everyone is lying to you. Nick looked toward the doorway. Maybe because everyone is. At that moment, Leo appeared. That's enough. Nick turned. Stay out of this. Leo stepped into the kitchen. I'm trying to. Sarah looked at Leo. Leo, don't. But he continued. You have no right to treat her like this. Nick laughed bitterly. You seem very protective of her. Leo's face hardened. Because you're accusing her of something she didn't do. Sarah suddenly turned on Leo. And you're not helping. Leo looked at her. What? You've been making comments all night. You know exactly what you're doing. Nick looked between them. What is she talking about? Sarah pointed at Leo. You keep reminding him of things from work, things he never knew about. Leo shook his head. I'm not trying to destroy your marriage. Sarah's voice rose. You already made him suspicious. Nick stepped closer. So there is something? No. Sarah looked at him. There is nothing between me and Leo. Leo interrupted. She's telling the truth. Nick laughed. Of course you'd say that. Leo's patience finally broke. You think I'm the problem? Fine. But don't blame me because you can't control your jealousy. Nick stepped toward him. You don't know anything about my marriage. Leo answered quietly. I know enough. That sentence changed everything. Nick stared at him. Sarah looked furious. Stop it, both of you. Nick pointed at Leo. You two are playing innocent. You think I'm stupid. Sarah shook her head. Nobody is playing anything. You're doing this to yourself. Nick's breathing became heavier. Then he slammed his hand against the table again. I'm done. He walked out of the kitchen. Leo watched him disappear down the hallway. Sarah remained in the kitchen. For a moment, she looked exhausted. Then she whispered, I don't know what's happening to him. Leo looked at her. Maybe you should talk to him. Sarah shook her head. Not tonight. Leo went upstairs. Sarah stayed behind for another minute. Then she left the kitchen. The security camera in the kitchen recorded most of the argument. It captured Nick leaving. It captured Leo following him toward the hallway. But it did not capture the bedrooms. It did not capture the backyard. And it did not record what happened after everyone went to bed. At around 3:17 a.m., Nick suddenly woke up. His phone was ringing. The screen showed one name. Sarah. He answered. Sarah? Her voice was shaking. Nick, don't open the door. Nick sat up. What are you talking about? Someone's in the house. Nick froze. Where are you? A pause. Then, I'm outside. Nick looked toward the window. Outside where? The backyard. Her voice became quieter. Don't come out. And if you hear me at the door. A sharp breath. Don't open it. Nick stood up. Sarah, what's happening? Then he heard a scream. The call ended. Nick ran out of the bedroom. He shouted her name. No answer. He grabbed his phone and called the police. Minutes later, the sound of sirens filled the street. And when Nick ran into the backyard, Sarah was lying motionless on the ground. She was dead. The police secured the house, the backyard, the kitchen. Everyone inside was questioned. But there was one problem. There was no footage of the murder. No camera had captured what happened in the backyard. And according to everyone inside the house, no one had left. Sarah was killed by a blow to the head. No weapon, no camera footage of the attack, only interviews and a few contradictory details.
Yeah, I have. It's a great example to learn how investigations rely on people, timelines, and corroborating evidence. Let's break down what stands out and what investigators do with it.
First, timelines matter. The camera still showing Sarah walking away from the kitchen gives a last confirmed moment. From there, detectives reconstruct who could be where and when, and that frames questions about alibis and memory.
Right. Second, statements are data points, not facts. People misremember, lie, or omit. Compare claims against physical records, phone logs, surveillance, and timestamps. Nick insists he got a call at 3:17, but the phone records don't show it. That contradiction demands scrutiny.
Third, motive and opportunity are different. Leo's awkward answers and rumors of jealousy show possible motive, but returning inside for a minute, like Katie did, creates opportunity. Neither proves guilt alone. They raise priorities for follow-up.
Also watch for cognitive biases. Investigators avoid tunnel vision by testing multiple hypotheses, not just the most dramatic one. A missing weapon and no captured attack enlarge the field of possible scenarios: accidental fall, a hidden object, or an assailant who left quick.
Actionable takeaways. 1. Always corroborate witness claims with independent records. 2. Build a minute-by-minute timeline and mark gaps. 3. Treat inconsistencies as leads, not verdicts. 4. Preserve the scene and digital logs early.
And for curious listeners, understand that real cases hinge on small details. A forgotten phone, a reflected image, a jealous colleague, and rigorous cross-checking is what turns suspicion into evidence.
Exactly. This case shows the craft of questioning, the limits of memory, and the power of forensics and records. Good detectives follow facts, test alternatives, and keep an open, methodical approach. The kitchen camera caught an argument. It showed Nick leaving, then Leo leaving shortly after, and it captured Sarah leaving the kitchen. The hallway to the bedrooms was a blind spot. A few minutes later, Nick was supposed to be asleep. At least that's what he remembered. Detective Miller said there's no footage of the murder, no weapon. Everyone has reason to lie, but the killer made one mistake. They didn't leave a clue at the scene. They left one in their story. Fascinating, right?
Yeah, I have. Let's break it down and see what we can learn from this. The detective's hint is a classic. When physical evidence is missing, the truth hides in contradictions. So our job is to read the timeline and the statements closely.
First step, build the timeline. Camera shows the argument, then Nick leaves, then Leo leaves, then Sarah leaves the kitchen. After that, the hallway's out of view. The key window of opportunity for the murder is that blind spot between the kitchen and the bedrooms.
Right. Next, test alibis against the camera timeline. Who claimed what? If someone says they never left the kitchen, but the camera shows them leaving, that's an obvious lie. If someone claims they were asleep a few minutes later, but the camera saw them leave, that's suspicious too. Small timing words, shortly after, a few minutes, matter.
Also consider who had motive and opportunity. Leo left shortly after Nick. Nick left earlier and later was supposed to be asleep. That phrase hints at shaky memory. Anna, Noah, Katie weren't mentioned on camera, so we need to compare their statements for inconsistencies.
The detective's line, "they left one in their story," tells us the killer contradicted either the camera facts or the logical sequence. So listen for contradictions like impossible directions, wrong timings, or claims that presuppose things only the killer would know.
A practical approach, replay the clip, Mark exact moments when each person appears, then line up each suspect's statement against those timestamps. Look for the one statement that can't be true given the camera's record or basic logic. That's your clue.
We won't name the killer here. The fun is in solving it yourself. Re-listen, map the timeline, and spot the inconsistency. Leave your answer in the comments. The solution will be revealed at the beginning of the next episode.